Tell me your story.
I was this close to dying from a brain abscess that was misdiagnosed.
Good to know people care, though.
For a lot of people, the MRIs are clear.
You said you had a lot to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said,
I thought it was normal to have like seizures by yourself all the time.
You definitely will feel guilt a lot.
I so appreciate you putting this together.
thank you. I struggle to communicate with my best friend about my seizures. We've had this conversation multiple times before, but it's hard for me to let her know when I'm having bad days. Last week, I had a few absences at work because my shift started much earlier than it usually does. After that day went to hell because the postictal seemed to last more than usual. But I still made an effort to stop by her place. I stayed much longer than I expected and ended up telling her about having a end quote bad brain day because I wasn't feeling well and because she had seen the worst of it. She was the one they called when I had a TC at the supermarket and I had a focal at hers once. I hate hiding things from her, but talking about my epilepsy is weird for me. I don't want to make things heavy and I don't want to make things her problem. At the same time, I left backup meds at hers. And she seemed really pleased with it. I want to improve this and I wanted to bring this up here because I know there are people here who are probably friends with someone with epilepsy that could probably provide some useful point of view. Any point of view is welcome, though. I say you just kind of throw it out there to your best friend. You gotta not be afraid of that conversation, or it just won't happen. Yeah, you gotta be ready for that conversation and just gotta attack it head on. Um, yeah, with people without epilepsy, you just gotta do it. They're not gonna start the conversation, so you have to. Especially if it's something you struggle to communicate with. Take your time, build some time, what's the word? Courage. That's the word my dad says. Build some time, build some courage, and have that conversation. There is a comment here. One says, do you have specific things you want to say but feel uncomfortable doing so? Already leaving meds at your friend's place just in case anything happens seems to me that they don't mind it and accept you. Maybe it's hard for me to relate as if I'm totally open with the feeling of anyone to reduce the misformation and stigma out there. You guys leave any rescue meds anywhere? Friend's house, anything?
Every
I don't
room
have any.
at home there's a nasal lamp, and I bring I bring a nasal lamp with me. Lately, if I'm out, then I just make sure it's on me. If I don't have the diaper bag, then I'll put it in a pocket or just yeah, I keep it on.
I didn't hear what you said, Andrea.
I don't have rescue meds.
Me either. Lucky us. I got something here. It says identifying and writing down seizures. Hello, since my hospital stay got me absolutely zero answers and my condition is still bad, I wanted to start a medical organizer where I have all my relevant info, symptoms, tests, medication, etc., that I can have ready for all the doctor's appointments coming up soon. MRT, neurologist, therapist, cardiologist, etc. I have an overview of my symptoms, the symptom diary I wrote, and probably will continue now. And now wonder if I should maybe have documentation of my episodes and seizures. Problem is, I don't know what is a seizure and what isn't, and no one gives me a proper answer to that. Neither did the doctor properly answer me about these. I don't want a diagnosis. I just want to know how and if I should even write that down, if that's maybe helpful for my neurologist. I have different types of episodes, some of them likely a migraine I inherited from my mother, as I get sudden terrible headaches to a point I start crying and ibuprofen doesn't work at all. I now am at a point where I need ibuprofen 600 milligrams for normal headaches, two of them for the strong ones, and I have no solution for the really bad episodes. When I have those headaches, I'm really dizzy as well. Everything's blurry and weird, and I start feeling like I am genuinely going to die until I fall asleep at some point. Some of these episodes, I have this heat wave and lose consciousness for a few seconds and just get straight back up with a pounding heartbeat and exhausted feeling, and my whole day is instantly ruined because I'm just so tired. Barely remember those at all, but they are pretty rare. Sometimes I just stare into space and I barely react to my surroundings. Sometimes I don't even notice what's happening, and sometimes everything keeps going on, but I keep staring into nothing. It's really weird sometimes, especially when I'm dancing about and suddenly everything feels off, and I just stare somewhere while somebody, while my body just dances. And lastly, those are my personal hell. The episodes where I'm not conscious, no, not unconscious, but I just collapse. I fall to the ground or I just tip over and lie there, often together with my body twitching and my body twitching here and there. I have had this especially when lying tired in bed or when I'm just sitting on a bus or a train. I either sit there slumped together, my right hand twitching and sometimes cramping this weird way for a few seconds, or I lie on the ground again with my hand twitching, but also the rest of my body. Every now and then, sometimes the pain shoots through my neck and back, and I feel it for days after. Do I separate it like that and write it down? Do I categorize them somehow, or are those even relevant, or are they just not that deep? That was a lot. Um, I think I write everything down, especially because you sound like you don't really know if you have epilepsy or not, or you just don't want to talk about it. Um, I write everything down and tell your neurologist or your primary or whoever you're talking to about seizures because you're not telling Reddit too much for me to give a good explanation, I guess. Identifying and writing seizures down is the question, you guys.
All right. So this person had the question about, so what about writing them down? Like how or what was the question?
Basically, like the last question was, do I separate it and write it down? Do I categorize it somehow? Are those even relevant to write down, or is it not that deep? I say
Well, if
write
this person
everything
ever,
down.
yeah, for sure. Because if this person watches this episode, myseizurediary.com is the one that I use. I got hooked up with that one on the RNS, but it doesn't actually. I don't think you need to have the implant to use myseizurediary.com, and I like it because it asks a date, a time, and it just gives you four little categories to choose like which seizure you had, and it's just a checkbox. So there's no typing, and when you're confused after a seizure trying to take down take down details, I'm not in a place to like spell anything right. So I like just being able to check stuff off. And that's pretty much what it is. It's one little blank box and you can type in any details you want. But other than that, you'll get date, time, and the kind of seizure. And you can look at it on a calendar view. And My seizure diary, I think, puts together a summary of, what, how many categories. So you look at the calendar and it'll have like orange is the absence and blue is the tonic-clonic and like yellow is a note of to just something else on days when like I'll wake up feeling like something might have happened last night, but like I didn't bite my tongue, so I just write something down like a maybe. And it'll give you a summary of that. And I like it. So my seizure diary makes it easy.
Do you have anything like that, Andrea?
I have a tracker that I use for like just general health and mood and stuff, but then all of my seizures, just because I'm not having all that many right now, I have them in an actual spreadsheet separately
Yeah.
somewhere that I keep track of.
Yeah, I have this. Well, it came with the phone. It wasn't really even an app. It was just asking me, "How's your day going?" 3 times a day. I believe it's like 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. And the option is pleasant, very, very pleasant, or very unpleasant. Yeah. I haven't been able to pay attention to it on a day where I catch a seizure. Like I always keep up with those days for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. And then there's the one day where I don't pay attention and I have a seizure and don't have the results because I didn't pay attention that day in particular. And my records are all over the place. With the identifying and writing down seizures, there's a comment here I'll read. One says, I created a Google form to track date, time, duration, type, checkbox for each of my common seizure types, triggers, checkbox for each of my common triggers, checkbox for recently common triggers, recently consumed food, whether I use it to recover, medication, and general notes. I made a shortcut to that form on my phone, so documenting a seizure is a tap away. In the Google Sheet form where I form entries go. I also have sheets and documenting appointments, questions and doctors and notes and from appointments, tracking my weight and tactics to use to overcome side effects from a recent brain injury. I have memory problems, so keeping this info together helps me objectively keep track of health topics. Apple helps with that. Shout out to Apple. Yeah, this person, you should track your seizures. Some way, somehow, write something down, take notes of everything. I mean, I wish I paid more attention when I first got epilepsy because I didn't at all.
Yeah, I wish I would have taken better notes along the way.
It says girlfriend's parents trying to convince me to move to America where there's no free health care. I'm from the UK, so with free healthcare, and my girlfriend's parents keep trying to convince me to move to America without free healthcare. They tell me health insurance will cover everything and that it will come with my job like theirs does, and I will be able to get my medication and good treatment from a neurologist. I'm not moving, my girlfriend agrees. She wants to move to England, but they're pushing really upset me. I have heard how bad the America is for the people with epilepsy and that many people don't have access to their neurologists. They told me I'm wrong about all of this and I don't actually know anything because I'm not from there. I might be wrong. Please tell me if I am or give me advice on this. They told me I practically the same thing as the NHS because we pay for it via tax. The stepdad gets a specialist medication for diabetes that costs 1,000 without health insurance, and the mom and my girlfriend both get anxiety meds all on health insurance for a small fee compared to what I would pay without it. This makes me feel like I might be wrong about health insurance somehow from America someone from America, please tell me more about information. They kept telling me it does matter that I can't drive because, or it doesn't matter that I can't drive because the city near them has a bus system, but no access to anywhere else in Michigan. This means I will be stuck there, only be able to get around that one city. It's a small city with a population of 20,000. What really upsets me is when we drove past the pharmacy and the stepdad made a comment saying, "There's a pharmacy. You can get your epilepsy meds." I'm 19. Still honestly don't know about anything about the world. I don't know how to deal with this or if they are right or not. Um, I say do your research on something like that before you leave a country based on what someone else says about your medication. Because seizure medication, that's a big thing to be iffy about and go to a different country. Um, Especially because of the health care. Yeah, so look into that. Do research. Don't just leave your country with no refills from any pharmacy anywhere.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
that seems like a, a terrifying idea to me, honestly, and I don't think I could do that if I was him.
Pretty simple. The girlfriend's parents don't want the girlfriend to move, so they're gonna lie to this kid and tell him how great everything is when it really sucks. And he's got
Right.
much better health care there than here. And especially if he's moving to a town with 20,000 people, he's not going to have access to top doctors.
I agree with Jeff. It's probably the parents trying to keep their daughter or their child at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who the hell wants to live in Wisconsin anyway?
Right.
Not I.
Nobody wants to go to Wisconsin. That's where Green Bay is, right?
Yeah.
Um,
But it's even colder than where Andrea is.
oh,
And
that
it's nice
sucks.
today.
Congrats on that. What's the weather like?
It's almost 60 today in December. That's that's
That's
like
great for you.
fall weather, and we don't get that in December. It's pretty much
Kate, what were you
summer
saying?
or winter now.
Yeah, this kid, he wants to move. No, this kid, he actually does not know what he wants to do, it sounds like. Um, his girlfriend's parents are trying to convince him to move to the US. Um, when healthcare isn't as good here as it is in the UK, where he's saying. The parents are telling him when you get a job, the healthcare is good here. Um, yeah, and I was
Great
saying that I would go.
transportation.
Say that again.
Sorry. There's great transportation stuff and healthcare here.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Aside
think
from
That's
she
what
that,
said
they're
there's not great, right? Mm,
that's what they're telling him, is that it's all great
yeah.
in Wisconsin, in his little town in Wisconsin.
there's not many jobs to begin with.
That's the only
Hey,
thing that
Jeff.
I would agree with is that if you have some kind of remote job that you can literally work from like anywhere in the world, that would be the only reason I would maybe see why they would consider risking it. But if you're actually trying to like completely relocate, uproot, like change income, everything about your life, I wouldn't do it. It's just too risky.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get their daughter not to move, is another conclusion we came to. So they're just like kind of leading them on, telling them everything is going to be good. When America, everything is not. Um,
Go Merca.
Yeah, it's not all it's wrote up to be in the movies and what you see on TV. It's not that good. It's all right. Good, man. So there is a comment here. One says, I'm in the U.S. and I have insurance with my job. The copay is high on specialist visits in my plan, but the real killer is the deductible. I'm still paying off an injury, from a year ago after a seizure, after 5 years without one, and I'll probably be paying at least another year. They'll see you even when you can't pay immediately, but you'll just keep stacking debt. Then, depending on where you live in the US, there's a real shortage of specialists. I live close to Atlanta and we have a shortage of neuros, orthos, and OBS. We lost a huge chunk of competent OBS with the Roe versus Wade. When Roe versus Wade was repealed in Georgia, embraced its 6-week abortion ban, which is a whole other topic. In short, your girlfriend's parents are either misleading you intentionally or they are already well off with military insurance and they actually think it's that way for most Americans, and it's just not. Another comment here. One says, we have no federal funding for research on epilepsy, no universal health care. American healthcare is essentially a corporate con. Another one here says these parents must be disgustingly rich or batshit insane because what the fuck they're talking about is not true.
That's a favorite comment.
Yeah, I see some funny ones that I'm just grabbing. One here says, I think it's a crapshoot for people with epilepsy here in the U.S. I feel like I get amazing care and I'm glad I live here, but no others have a different experience. The no driving would be a nightmare for you. Sorry you're experiencing this, but I try not to take it too personally. My guess is they are scared about their daughter moving to another country and what that means for them, but it's not being considerate to your situation. That's what I was thinking. They don't want their baby to leave the U.S.
Don't
Um,
trust the in-laws or, that don't trust them looking out for you.
right. Yeah, there's like she's gonna go to another country to go be a caretaker. Um, they're looking out for their daughter's best interest. That's just my personal opinion. I'll read a couple more comments only because they're interesting. Um, One said, America is shit. It's so rough to live here. To live out here, minimum rent is like 2,000, and only if you have a great job you struggle to get by. I live in Massachusetts, so I mean, I'm not sure about anywhere else, but yeah. Also, I feel like the healthcare isn't great here. I'm with that. I believe you.
I think,
In
well,
all caps, it says. Say that again.
to think that minimum rent is 2,000 is a little bit ridiculous, I think. Maybe where he lives, the minimum rent is 2,000.
Yeah. Um, Two more comments only because these ones look interesting. One in all caps says, "Do not do it. It is horrible, horrible health coverage here, and you may in end up in totally avoidable, life changing medical debt. Do not move here." Hmm. Another one says, "Jesus Christ, no. Listen to your gut. I still have no medical. Oh, I still have medical debt from some of my daughter's first episodes 4 years ago." Last comment. It says, Dog, I left the U.S. because I knew my son had no chance of independence. I knew we were in for massive financial drain, and arguing with the insurance was taking a toll on me. Last time he needed to go to the ER in the U.S., I had to pay $350 just so he could get some pharmaceutical. And another surprise bill later on for $400 from a doctor that he saw. Went last month for him here in our new place, paid 23 USD, and that was it.
My main job as an engineer is to use my brain, thinking logically, solving challenging math problems, and spending hours buried in books and code. I like that. I enjoy science and engineering, and I genuinely want to get better at what I do. What's crushing me is how sedated I feel. It's hard to put two and two together. Basic geometry trips me up. A single problem can take hours. If I don't constantly review formulas, they vanish from my memory immediately. I don't know if this is just me being lazy or if it's my meds messing with my thinking. Family keeps telling me I just need more discipline and a kick in the ass. I don't totally disagree, but I also feel like part of this is out of my control. Right now, I just feel like a failure. That sucks.
It's your meds, dude.
I would definitely suspect the meds. What's the first thing you would say to him, Jeff?
I'm sorry, I was lost there.
It's
Can you
cool.
give
It's
me a
an
recap?
engineer. Yeah, it's an
I
engineer.
thought you were talking about Mark.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sure he would have a good opinion on this one too, though. But yeah, this guy's just saying he feels like a failure because of how sedated he feels lately. Hard to put two and two together, and he's an engineer. He needs to be able to do this kind of stuff.
He has epilepsy. What does he expect? He takes meds, and they do that to your brain. I mean, there's nothing he can do. Eventually, he's going to get slower, and his mind is not going to be as sharp.
How many meds did he say he was on?
It doesn't even matter. I mean, if he has epilepsy, he's eventually going to start getting slower.
Yeah, I know that like the more epilepsy meds I
Mm-mm.
got onto, the
Mm-mm.
more problems I started having, is all I
Right.
was
Mm-hmm.
thinking. I was just wondering how many if he mentioned how many he was on.
No, it didn't. Not that I remember reading, at least.
Okay.
Got one here that says, worth to search for treatment? What doctor to go to? Greetings. I'm still kind of figuring it all out as this adult stuff like this in life. Never been to a doctor that wasn't set up for me. I have always had, in quote, muscle spasms since childhood, such as head snaps to the right, full body shakes, wiggles, eye twitching, etc., but they never lasted more than a second or two, except eye twitches. Until I started my new job, they were really never an issue. But now that I'm always sleep deprived due to commuting 2 hours a day, I'm having about 6 episodes a day, and they are also triggered by a sudden change in temperature. It's winter and 12 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I'm a bit worried that this can get worse than the same old, but the problem is that I live and work in the same country. Oh, I live and work in the country. Not driving really isn't an option. And so far, I've always been able to safely drive as it hasn't affected my arms or legs. After doing research for a good bit, after stumbling across an epilepsy awareness video, it seems like myo something seizures or JME is what is likely could be. But I'm not sure where to even start for getting a doctor. I also don't really have health insurance, so I'm asking here to avoid bouncing between clinics to ask questions and getting charged for it. It took me a year after getting laid off to find this IT job, so I'm really scared of losing it. Is it worth searching for a treatment, and which doctor should they go to? Is the question. Yeah, you got to get a primary get your whole body checked out first. What I did is when I got a primary, I just got kind of like physical, got everything, blood work, blood pressure, sugar, all that stuff. Um, yeah, and then tell your primary that you have epilepsy and need a referral to a neurologist. And from there on, you just um, talk to that neurologist. But yeah, if you think you have epilepsy or anything like that, you don't just go about not getting that checked out. Go talk to somebody. And if you have an at-home job, um, that's great. You don't have to worry about um, losing your job or anything.
Pookie, she
And
said that she has to drive 2 hours each way, so it's not at home. That alone puts a lot of stress on your body.
he was saying that he got laid off from that job, but now he has an IT job. Yeah, it's worth searching for treatment. That's your question. Is it worth the search for treatment? Yeah. If you have epilepsy, talk to someone. Um, Even if you're just talking to someone with epilepsy, I prefer talking to some medical professional. Um, One, two, three, four, whoever you feels like gives you better options or something that you may like. Or yeah, um, talk to a doctor. Don't get diagnosed by someone on Reddit. I can read a couple comments here. One says you need to see a neurologist. You would call your insurance to get a list of providers that they do accept. And another one just says see a neurologist. Never self-diagnose yourself before
I've
talking to a
been
doctor.
suspicious of things,
Me too. Recently too.
but not necessarily like actually diagnosis.
I diagnosed myself once with something that my doctor spent years denying I had. And it turns out when I switched doctors, he did the right test and I was positive.
I got one here, and it says, "Odd question: Am I the only one who relies on this Reddit a lot? Just because I don't know anyone in real life with epilepsy, and lurking here makes me feel less alone in it all, less insane for my experiences. None of my friends relate to anything. Is it odd that I go to Reddit for my information?" Uh,
No, and they should come here.
oh yeah, Reddit would help you find here. Reddit helps me find you. So no, I was
Right.
gonna say yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Send him a DM and tell him to come join us.
Yeah, if you're hearing me read your post, um, Luna Eclipse 666, check us
You
out.
want me to do it?
Sure, I'll send it to you.
Okay, and I'll send it to him.
All right.
I go through there and invite a person like every couple of days. I invite somebody.
Oh, nice. Thank you. I'm going to read a couple of these comments. One says, I completely agree, having had epilepsy for almost 20 years, and even my wife isn't always interested in hearing about it. This group means a lot to me. It's also one of the least toxic places on Reddit. Thanks to all of you. Another comment here says, well, I'll say this. I haven't been taking my and other meds and issues as well as adult onset. I was 39, now I'm 56. I don't always take it seriously. I have other issues to worry about, but after hanging here and realizing how lucky I am to have access to literally world class healthcare, excellent insurance, and secondary insurance, as well as being able to meet with pharmacy a pharmacy and neurologist every quarter. I have taken it for granted. Coming on here and hearing others' struggles, I have realized how so very lucky I am. So I was brave and confessed to my doctors. Yeah, I guess this is a good place. Find a lot of people with epilepsy and dealing with stuff you're dealing with, so you can relate. That's what I think. When I find someone here who has epilepsy, it's just like kind of meant to be. It feels like. I mean, when I meet someone, then it usually feels like meant to be.
Hmm.
Like, hey, we have epilepsy, and then we become really good friends really fast because we relate in some way. Well, I mean, we relate because of epilepsy. Um, I've made some really good friends on here. For instance, um,
It's easy because we all have the same issue. We're all
right.
similar. We're all going through the same shit every day.
Um, Mark said he had another focal cluster today. 9 events between 3 o'clock and between 3:50 and 4:20.
Ugh.
Nasalium. He said I nasaliumed myself. Good stuff. Good stuff. I got one here. It says deja vu. I do not have epilepsy. That is known, but I have been feeling disassociated for months, and for the past month, I've been getting deja vu more than I've been getting deja vu more and more frequent. I'll have at least 10 times a day now, if not more, and it's really freaking me out. I'm just wondering whether someone can explain the difference between epileptic deja vu and normal deja vu because I'm really confused. I spoke to a neurologist and he just said it's anxiety, but it's getting worse and more frequent.
It makes
Uh,
me want to say why they say they know they don't have epilepsy.
That's what I'm thinking, Andrea, is that a lot of doctors, as you know, will tell a woman that it's a panic attack rather than really investigate.
Especially if
yeah.
you are having it already have a history of any kind of mental health condition whatsoever.
Right.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
one comment
my
here
package.
is one comment says I have focal aware seizures, not officially diagnosed, but neurologist confirmed. I do get that deja vu feeling. Mine also comes with an adrenaline rush. My whole body overheats. My fingers go numb. I get lightheaded and I can't focus. The deja vu feels like it's from a dream rather than reality. Just doesn't feel like normal deja vu. Sometimes it's worse than others. I also used to describe it as disassociating. I do want to mention I suffered with these from 3 months before having my first tonic-clonic seizure. I always have the focal aware seizures, which is deja vu, before a tonic-clonic seizure. Angel,
¿Qué pasa?
how you
Hello,
doing?
Angel.
I'm good. I think. Sucks.
This person that we're reading now, it says they're getting deja vu, but don't wanna, they don't know if it's epilepsy. Do not have epilepsy that I know of. It says they've been feeling real disassociative and
I think the best advice to give this person is to go get themselves checked out. Catch the problem, nip it in the butt.
yeah,
Um, it's hard to get that diagnosis for epilepsy, but it's still better safe than sorry. It's like go
yeah,
see if something's wrong. If it is, like I know back when I was a kid, they were seeing my EEGs and they were coming back abnormal all the time. So they knew something was up.
Yeah, this person also said they talked to a neurologist, and the neurologist said it was anxiety. But this person just says it's getting more frequent, and they're not believing the neurologist.
I mean, it does sound like a foco though, like that foco I had the other day, the dissociative one.
It says recently started medication. Is this Keppra rage or anxiety? A few weeks ago, I moved up to the full 1,000 milligram dose of Keppra I was prescribed, and I'm trying to figure out if what I'm experiencing is Keppra rage or if it's just general anxiety. I'm going through a lot of external issues right now, which is what has me especially confused as to which is causing it. I never used to be an angry person at all previously, which is also making it rough to narrow down these feelings. There has been many times now where I notice my patience is wearing super thin. One example of this is when my roommate has a habit of telling dumb, corny jokes all the time, and normally I just groan along my roommate um, in good fun, but now I just really can't I just really can't entertain them at all. There have been especially bad days where I get like this physical sensation in my chest, almost like the butterfly feeling. Um, but more fury is the way I have to describe it. It feels just like I'm just keyed in with energy, and I just get this urge to just start wailing on a punching bag. There has been a few times where I punched an object, but never anything I was actually worried about damaging. This feeling can last for a whole day, but does subside if I have something to distract myself. Small background information: was diagnosed with focal aware seizures. I would get this intense pulsing, pea-sized ball of light in my vision that would move if I tried to look at it. This would cause rapid eye twitching if I didn't have something to focus on, and multiple times presented in full seizures with a 6 hour recovery period until I am able to move. Um, and it is difficult most of the time, especially I can find something to focus on so my vision isn't drawn to the flashy light. It passes after roughly a minute, and my brain is just kind of blurs there where the flashing light was. Kind of like my brain turned off that spot of vision, and it's just filling with blank spots. I can tell what I'm looking at, but can't make out all the details. Like Like if I'm looking at a book, I can see the page but can't see the words. Same with the phone screen. I can't make out the background of my phone, but the apps are gone. I'm always fully alert during these smaller episodes, and I don't get any noticeable headaches or brain fog afterwards. Apology if this post was a bit rambling or hard to understand. I'm autistic as well, and trying to figure words to exactly how I'm feeling has always been a struggle for me. That was very, that was a lot of explanation. That was helpful. More than some posts have no context. This has all the context. Um, I think this person is experiencing Keppra rage like they're assuming they might be. Um,
I agree.
Sounds familiar to me.
yeah, how they said they were basically less tolerable to the person's jokes. That sounds like Keppra rage. Like sometimes you want to say something, but you're not on a medication. Then you get on Keppra and you just build up a backbone, and now you're just what do they call it? Like voicing all your opinions instead of being someone who had those things on your mind and not saying them.
You're
Yeah,
letting all the fire out.
yeah, that was me for a while. No backbone, and then yeah, there became some medication or some reason. I just felt like let me talk back, let me speak up for myself, and then me.
But still, it's the rage out that's really, uh, when you feel that anger, that's that's what caught my eye, and I felt that before. Like you can feel it building inside you.
I was told kind of the same thing that this person was told. You just kind of, um, I was just told that I just kind of became less tolerable of things. Basically, what this person is saying that some of the things I used to tolerate, I just didn't. And um, my uncle, once upon a time, he was just like, you're getting really
Annoying.
sounding annoyed. I forgot the word he used.
Mouthy.
Um,
A-hole.
there we go. There's a good word. Um, I was being quite an a-hole. Yeah, but I wasn't noticing it. I was just change of personality, and it was the Kepper rage. It was like in the beginning. It's just not always. What is the word? There's another word for it. I wouldn't always exactly speak up, but yeah. After that, I got
Oh,
what's the
um,
word?
I know what you mean. Uh,
Yeah,
oh,
they weren't like you were mean. You just were speaking your mind, and you didn't really pay attention or care to anyone's feelings, I should say.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and I just don't
Uh,
have the word. It's there somewhere. But yeah, that's
Careless.
I was a little careless. That wasn't the word I was looking for.
But
Runs.
it counts.
It's the word where someone should be like, I was gonna say you need to be a nice a little bit. That's the word someone told me. I was gonna say wow to some of the things you were saying to people, and I was being a little mean about things, and yeah, that's exactly what it was. Um, Medication to you guys, could that be Kappa rage or just anxiety? What do you guys think that is?
I think a lot of it is the Kepra. Anxiety will have you panicking more, I think, more. And if it gets too high, then it'll go into like a manic state. But yeah, as for the other things they also describe, I think they might want to go see the eyeglasses doctor. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because
the
if you
blurry
do this,
visions.
if you start to do this, then it's your vision.
Yeah,
Oh, or it's a stroke.
Hope not. Um, got a couple comments here. One says, that's the peak anxiety I experienced. It has subsided greatly over the years. If it was Kepler rage, you would be wondering why everyone is in the road and how it's not your fault they're getting hit. Surprise. You're driving on the sidewalk and have committed many crimes. That that's my take after 6 years at 4,000 milligrams a day. Wow.
I understand that person. 4,000 milligrams a day.
He's
Another
taking
comment. Say that again.
he's taking 4,000 milligrams a day.
I
That's what they
used
said.
to.
Wow.
I think I took close to that.
I think it's the max dose.
I think the max is 6,000.
Yeah,
Oh
Kate
shit.
Kate was talking about that. She was up at 6,000.
Got another comment here. It says, when I was on 1,000 milligrams a day, that's how I feel. You described it well. Does the word, in quote, irritable or irritably resonate more than, in quote, rage? It was like the veil between my anger and the outside world was thin, so it was easy to trigger my anger. I used to wish someone would give me a reason to start a fist fight. I'm a small, out of shape a bit woman, but I, Gayet damn, I didn't want to throw hands while on Kepra. It almost felt like it gave me energy. The med itself made me fatigued, but it got me irritated and amped up. I felt invincible. Did it get you like that, Angel? You said you were getting angry. Did you want to fight?
Yeah, I wanted to fight, and I knew I was like mainly at work, so I had to like keep it real because the job had a strict, you know, no fists policy. So, but yeah,
No
I
fist
wanted to fight
policies.
and scream and holler and everything, and I had to hold it all in.
Oh man.
And I think I eventually yelled at the doctor, but yeah,
Mm. Did you apologize to that doctor?
no,
No.
he wanted
Why
to put
would
the
he do that?
all he wanted to do was put the medicine up more.
Mm-mm-mm.
He didn't deserve it.
The only thank you I should give is thank you for getting me out of his care.
Mm. One more comment here. It says, I get annoyed easily with some people. I get irritated just by looking at them. I wouldn't call it Kepper rage, more like Kepper annoyed. It's just sad to say, but you eventually become numb to it. I can't really remember what I was like anymore or what my mindset was. Um, what my mindset was before taking Kepper. It almost feels like this is who I've always been, even though I know it's not. The real me feels locked up sometimes behind the fog of the medication that it creates. The fog that the medication creates. Yeah, I know what this person means.
hmm
Um, Talk to your neurologist and get to switch to another one. Sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
Um, Got something else here. It says 19 years seizure free. I had 3 seizures when I was 10 to 13 years old, all while playing video games. 2 in the morning, one late at night. I got put on Lamictal, 200 milligrams twice a day. It's been 19 years since I had my last seizure on Lamictal the entire time. I've been wondering what it would be like if I was off of meds. I want to see if I would be sharper, quicker, gain my short term memory back. I've been told I am super chill all the time for my entire life. Now I'm curious if that was because of the Lamictal. I've led a normal life, good job, good friends, able to drive, but cannot shake the feeling that I might be held back by the medicine. Haven't had a meeting with the neurologist since my last visit at 13, all those years ago. Anybody have experience with being seizure free this long and coming off the meds? I plan on meeting with my neurologist soon and talking about it. I have not had the talk with my doctor to come off of the medication. Um, this is a good conversation for Kate to be a part of. Uh, it says
Call
haven't had a
her.
meeting with you. Anybody had experience with being seizure free for this long and coming off of meds? No. I mean, that's
That's
personal
the
opinion.
only one that can talk about seizure free.
I only had a focal since being on the show.
Oh, you haven't had a tonic since I've met you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
That's your magic.
Oh, no. A focal. I haven't had those.
Oh my goodness.
Those floppy seizures.
Oh
I'm
man.
sorry, guys.
It's all right.
But
Kate had a seizure. That's why she left.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she said she just woke up. So
Oh.
yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta respond back to her. She's asking, did she have a seizure during the video?
I thought she was on her phone, like texting or something on her phone
When?
right before she walked away. I saw her sitting there like with it kind of looked like she might have been texting with somebody was all I thought. And then you
She,
kind of took over.
she has said stories of her seizures in the past where she goes completely unaware and does things. So
And it looked like somebody was standing next to her and then she got up and walked away. It's kind of what my memory of it was. I have no idea if it's correct, but that's what my brain's trying to tell me at the moment.
I told her we got a few different stories to fill in the blanks when you get back.
I wasn't here, so
Yeah, you were like right after her, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. I thought maybe she had to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was just like mommy time.
That's kind of what I figured is something came up that she needed to attend to with her kids.
Sorry, you guys. Yeah, I gotta make sure everyone is good. My team isn't good
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
All
gotta
my
make sure.
mods aren't feeling well today, except for Toaster. Me and Toaster are feeling good. Everyone else isn't feeling 100%.
I don't
Mark had
know.
9. He had 9 and 45 minutes, but he said events. So I'm not sure if those were actually shaking or, but he's just getting used to his VNS. So that's was expected, I think.
Mark?
Yeah,
Yeah. Mark had 9 this morning.
Oh.
and I woke up feeling like I don't know, confused. Yeah,
Oh. Fuck.
but yeah, PA got hit with the cold, so
Oh.
weather could be affecting things.
And so does Texas. So I guess that's California.
Say that again.
California King right
Mm.
there. Jeff. California dreaming.
No longer dreaming. Become a reality.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.